Hey folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. We are in Yak T'el, taking on the fleet of Repast, and we'll speak with Kona. A history of violence. Let us see if there are any unusual leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the Kokoryange mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. You mean the cook guy also found? Sure. Hello, cheerful cook. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? No jewel leaves for purposes other than Xibruq Pibil, naturally. Fortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forest for more. Gomaji Grove is the source of the finest Najula leaves you'll find. The wild variants you sometimes see in city markets can't compare. I see. I'd hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain our ingredient, then to the Jatika heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Traveling there requires you to go through a Tianbeck traverse, but it has caved in due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means we can't get in the jewel leaves. But we can, can't we? If there was no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat or else altered this objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. That's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feed a repast with an empty stomach, you may find Xibruq Pibil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. I can't wait. Still, if there are no leaves here and we can't travel for more, how are we supposed to gather other ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and cultures of Tulial. So perhaps there is something about Xibruq Pibil that we have yet to learn, something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Oh, I see! Like, who was the first to make it? It's history, that sort of thing. If it's Yak T'el's history you're interested in, you should start with the Old War. Between the Xibruq and the Mamolja, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know Xibruq Pibil. Huh? What does deemed Xibruq have to do with bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. If Vaccine knows such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the Sava settlement ruined by the war. The village of Ilyon Asso it lies a short distance to the east. The village of Ilyon Asso. Understood. Thank you for your help. Come, let's go and see this place. Hello again. The village of Ilyon Asso must be further east. Let's continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. Hello again, blue-shaped friend. How are you? You're so cute. So innocent. I'd like to eat my face. Well, this is the village of Ilyon Asso, or what's left of it. It was a place of latent life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Luke Evo! I didn't know you were in Yak T'el. I was picking up lumber from Ikrash when I heard the third promise was on her way to the site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. XIV was a shipwright who came to our aid during the Feat of Reeds. A pleasure. You are a member of the Third Promises retinue, I presume? For the moment I am. My name is Kona. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Kona, now that's a good name, a familiar name. Where have I heard? Kona? As in the second promise of Tulial? To think I addressed the Dawnservant's own son as some common retainer. Such disrespect cannot be excused. Please take up your gun and... Oh, come on! Not this again! I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. And right on cue. At least he's consistent. I understand you wish to learn about Xibruq Pibil, as well, I'm forbidden by the Xibruq to divulge any information regarding its preparation. I would be happy to share what I know of Yak T'el's history. Oh, we'd appreciate that. In its most basic sense, the conflict between Xibruq and Mamulja was one of land. Mamulja live in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Xibruq. They launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. The advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Xibruq forces held the upper hand against the invaders, routing them time and again. But as the state of this village was a test, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Something you know all too well, blessed siblings. You must understand, the Mamulja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hubigo, Buniwa, and Dopro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged the Xibruq in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hubigo and Buniwa leaders arranged the marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was long believed that partners of differing clans could not have children together. But then it happened. A child arrived who shared the blood of Hubigo and Buniwa both, a two-headed Mamulja. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior, eventually arising as the first Autarch, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership character, notwithstanding. Under the Autarch's rule, the newly united Mamulja became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think it best you see the results firsthand. Let's visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue the tale.
This is where most battles were fought between the Xibruq and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinder Field.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yokui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence, a constant stream of minor skirmishes punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawnservant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawnservant's behest.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Buff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill-deserve the bounty of this forest.
Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance? You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us. Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How they Pelu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation, the guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then the Dawnservant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Xibruq steamed najul. Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawnservant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Xibruq Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Xibruq and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawnservant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawnservant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets a strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Xibruq Pibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong? Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
Papa really did live up to his words. He traveled the land and learned about our people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. The feat of Repast. Wokebu has given us valuable insight into the origins of Xibruq Pibil. However, we are still no closer to preparing the necessary Najul leaves. Unless... Tell me, was this historic feast commemorated in some fashion with a monument, for instance? Indeed it was. Oh, allow me to show you. Here it is. Offered up by the two factions, these weapons symbolize their vow that they would never again raise arms against each other. Since this feat demands a journey through history, I thought it only logical that a monument like this might steer us true. Especially one at the heart of so significant a battlefield. Lamati, Arya, would you help me search this area for clues? Tell me if anything catches your eye. Sure thing. look here. This seal has been recently overturned. Ooh, someone buried the box. Well, well, I would have been satisfied to find only a hint, but here they are, fresh in the jewel leaves. What were Rooks doing, I'd wager? There's a poetry behind them on this battlefield, given it was central to the war they helped end. So he planned all this from the start. Thank you again, Wukebu. We wouldn't have found these leaves without your help. It was my honor to render assistance. And with apologies to present company, allow me to offer my encouragement as well. Third promise. Ever since I witnessed your performance in the Feat of Reeds, I have been certain that you are the claimant most worthy of leading our nation. All devised solutions to the Hanu's alien crops, but you alone sought to know their culture and revive Ihihana, even if it seemed unrelated to your task. In my humble opinion, no one cares more for the people of Tulial and what they hold dear. Should you again require the historic musings of an old shipwright, I am ever at your service. For now, I take my leave. I cannot argue with that. We have what we need. Let's return to Xibruq. I'm glad we were successful. The others should be back soon, I expect. I hope so. I'm famished. Alright, let's chill out for him. How did everyone fare? We got them the jewel leaves. Wukebu came along and helped us find them. Wukebu was here. I would have liked to say hello. Yes, he gave us an important history lesson. That Gulu Jaja brought an end to the centuries of warfare surprises me little, but to achieve said peace through cuisine is something else entirely. I'll leave it to my old man to find the honest of solutions, but how about the rest of you? Is our kitchen ready? Everything should be in order. Uryanje and I made another tour of the village and borrowed the cooking utensils we need, with no mention of what we need them for, of course. And I'm pleased to report that we are stocked with the finest firewood this forest has had on offer. Spoken like a true expert. Arendelle and I found our Xibruq, which, though we should have meat aplenty. It was a spirited creature, so much so that its hunter fell down a cenote trying to catch it. What part of never speak of this to anyone did you not understand? I picked a good portion of local herbs, with particular attention to the seeds that yield ashiote. I am told our risen astrologian divined the appropriate measurements for the seasoning as well. Through further inquiry did I determine the ideal balance of spices. And all that remains is to prepare the dish itself. I presume that at least one of us is versed in the culinary arts. I can hardly claim profound skill. If I have cooked for myself, you can leave the rest to me. And you, I hope, as I recall, you are an accomplished culinarian. That's the line I was thinking of. Okay, so I guess it's not level 90 culinarian. It is just having it unlocked. Maybe post 50? I don't know. Ooh, my mouth is watering already. Without further delay, then.
Oh, it smells so good.
Good, there is still time. I shall prepare our sample at once.
At first, I wasn't sure about being stuck with the one head. But better that than playing nanny to the mewling housecat.
Be quiet, Bakul Jaja. No one cares what you think.
Act tough all you like. Victory will be ours.
It's ready. Apologies for the wait. We submit to you our Xibruq Pibil.
This looks amazing!
The dish is prepared by using the culinary techniques of the Mamulja to cook the spiced meats favored by the Xibruq. It is a symbol of peace between their two peoples after centuries of war.
Both the ingredients and your methods appear to have been correct. Now then. In taste, texture, and aroma, you have recreated Xibruq Pibil admirably. Granted, anyone might well achieve similar results by following the recipe to the letter. But you went a step further. You sought to learn the cultural significance of the dish, about Yak T'el's history of violence and your father's role in ending it. Your willingness to take lessons from the past befits aspiring Dawnservants. And for that, I commend you. All that remains is to partake of your creation. True understanding is gained only through experience.
Now this is something I'm definitely good at.
Ahem. I believe we have yet to receive our assessment. Ours is also a faithful example of Xibruq Pibil, as you will no doubt agree.
I see. While your effort looks the part, unlike the second and third promises dish, it lacks its defining aroma.
Preposterous! The meat was marinated and spiced before being steamed in an earthen oven. This is Xibruq Pibil.
Oh? And what about the Jatika banana leaf?
It's because of you that we couldn't get any damn leaves! You can't fault us!
But the second and third promises had no such difficulty, did they? That which they needed they acquired simply by showing interest in our history and heritage.
Ugh, it's just some crusty old leaf. What difference could it make?
Your dish lacks an essential ingredient. As you have failed to demonstrate an adequate understanding of Xibruq Pibil, I must deem your performance unsatisfactory. Your team will not receive keystones.
This was stupid anyway.
His ambition only grows more intense. That someone could harbor such dark thoughts towards family.
What do I care for this sham of a feat? I can always take what I need later.
This is delicious! The brook is so tender it melts in your mouth, and the way the najou leaf rounds out these spices is sublime. This is the taste of harmony. Someone who only knows brute force and deception could never appreciate it.
Choke on your harmony.
Come. Finish your meal. That too is part of the feat.
You don't have to tell me twice. That was bliss. You've got real culinary talent. If you ever tire of adventuring, you can always be my personal chef.
It was palatable enough, I suppose. To you, who have successfully performed the feat of Repast, I present these keystones.
Only 1 feet left.
Well, I should get going then. I'm glad that I wasn't paired with one of the others.
We can do better than that, surely.
The 6th keystone is ours. Thanks for all your help, everyone. I forgot something important. Was there any Xibruq Pibil left? I could really use another helping.
Oh, it's suddenly nighttime. Well, that's our first time event. Ugh. That was so good. I'm already looking forward to having Xibruq Pibil again. Here, Arya. Crown made more using leftover ingredients. You'll love it. I'm thinking to buy more for the road myself. Now that the Repast is over, the villagers should be free to offer it to us. Right? We get some Xibruq Pibil, a little housing item. New wares are now available in the Xibruq from the Joel merchant in Xibruq. I assume it's the Xibruq. Also, nope, no blue quest yet. But we're gonna call it good there. We got through the feat of Repast. So now what? Oh, now what? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider tossing a like, comment, subscribe, click the little bell for notification. Also consider checking out social media. Links in my description. There's the social media links, Discord, Linktree with various links. And thank you for watching. I can't word anymore. And until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!